Good morning, beautiful hearts. How are you feeling? Many of you have sent me questions regarding what's happening with the planet right now. So I thought I would make this video planetary Q&A. So what I'm going to do, I am going to read over your questions and bring forth the information that I am receiving. For those that are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jennifer Glendenning. I am an intuitive, a medium, a channeler, and I'm so grateful to connect with you and so grateful that you found me. So just give me a moment. And actually, you know what? Let's just take a few breaths together. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Okay. So as I come to you this day, what I'm seeing is a not only a planetary realignment, but also a recalibration within the bodies and the fields. What I'm understanding is a higher soul alignment. And they keep bringing the energy into center and asking it to be grounded into knowingness, into oneness, into beingness, into peacefulness, into this sacredness of you. And they're saying that when you are in this place and space, there is a steadiness, there is a ease and effortless flow and grace to this. And it's interesting because I'm hearing need not upset the apple cart. So as I go deeper into this, what I'm understanding with this is if things have not worked out the way you thought, or if it looks like things are not working out as you, through your identity, through your lens of your eyes, if things are not working out the way you thought, do not let it upset the apple cart. Or there is a deeper, more meaningful message here. And that what has not been clear in past will be very vivid in near future. So I'm going to bring forth this again. If there are things that are happening that seem upsetting, as if everything is spilled over and spoiling, you need not allow that to disrupt the inner stillness and knowing of your beingness, for there is a higher divine order and accordance playing out. And what I'm feeling with this and what I'm seeing very clearly is the elemental realms and the other earthly realms. Let's call earthly realms. are working very closely with Mother Earth to help with this recalibration. And as this is being, and as this is happening, many of you will feel this. This is also what they're saying is the Schumann resonance to this shift. So it is having a profound effect on your body and your fields. And this is where this mental state, the mind in the body, plays a key role in harnessing what the real truth is. Because as these energies are recalibrating within the earth, the different layers of density that was in the earth that is clearing, all the wars, all the blood that was shed, everything that has been pumped into the earth, the toxins. Think of this lifetimes. And what I'm understanding is the guide said you've already talked about this, but they're just wanting to reiterate this, is that as this continues to purge, you're going to feel this. You're also going to feel this through your body. Okay. What is being asked is you not attach to what has happened, but detach and focus this on this new wave of higher intelligence, love, higher collective consciousness that will bring forth the unity print of divine love, sacred union, and deep compassion for each other, the earth, and the animal kingdom. Okay, so let me read some questions. Okay, all right, here we go. So I will bring forth as best as my ability. Okay, the smart cities. So someone's asking about, actually, this person's asked quite a few questions. The smart cities, can you elaborate more on what these are? Okay. Um, smart cities. So as they mentioned before, these smart cities will be a collection of communities in a community that will be scattered through the earth, around the earth, is how they want me to put it. And these communities have a sole agreement to work with this technology and also be in the community where they feel it will be safe and more convenient based on what they have agreed to and their human design. Some have also agreed to continue to play out victim consciousness stories. Some will be choosing that timeline. I am also being shown that these smart cities will start being formed. They had said over top of the water, but also they're showing in the earth herself. So these are actually being made already. homes that are in the earth. Now they're showing two different forms, but this is talking about smart cities. So smart cities um, will be and will continue to be on the radar of human civilization as we continue to evolve and shift in our collective consciousness. And they're actually showing 5 to 15 years. So this is something that is really going to take shape and form. Okay. So I hope that's answered your questions about smart cities. Oh, what I'm also feeling is perhaps the question also wanted to be asked about if the smart cities will have an effect on our electromagnetic bodies and fields. And the answer is, so if you had this question, please post in the comments if this is something that you wanted to ask within that, because you hadn't. This is what I'm feeling. As mentioned, for those that have agreed to fulfill contracts through, and these are soul contracts and contracts here, Earth, same. That those individuals that agreed to fill those contracts based on that, compared to those individuals who have not agreed, who are choosing a different timeline. So, what I'm understanding with this is those who have agreed to separate themselves from smart cities choose not to attach to that type of environment and situation. And because they've already agreed upon that, those individuals would feel the effects of the electromagnetic system structure around a smart city based on those individuals that choose. Now, they're not saying that those individuals won't receive. However, it just will not affect them as it would affect someone like you or I. So I hope that answers your questions. However, as we move forward, individuals will understand that this technology is something that will be working with us because humans or the spirit soul body will be doing many other things. Okay. Um, yeah. Next question. The solar flash, is that a splitting of Earth, or does it have to do with the consciousness or frequency levels? The solar flash, is that a splitting of the Earth? Okay, so just to be really clear here, that there's no splitting of the Earth. So I don't know if you meant to say that or not, but the Earth is not splitting. That right here, right now, there are many different levels or streams of consciousness. And I always say to my students, think of it as um, a jello layered cake where there are different streams of consciousness happening simultaneously within the one. So what one person's reality would be is not what the other person's reality is based on their level of consciousness on perception. Okay. So two people could be living side by side, but experiencing completely different realities. So in terms of splitting, that has already happened. It's already happened. There are people living in different levels of frequency and consciousness streams right here in this present moment as I'm delivering this message. So, so I hope that answers that part of the question. Um, and Mother Earth herself, as mentioned in the last post, is also shifting and purging the density, and she herself is shifting to a higher vibratory frequency. And this is where the individuals who are choosing to be in resonance with this frequency of Mother Earth and the higher source intelligence, however you want to say it, those collective individuals will be co-creating a higher frequency template here on Earth. So you could call it your heaven on Earth. But this is living consciously, intentionally, heart-based collaborations, considerations, beauty, and deep reverence. So I think that's what you're meaning with that about the split. It's already happening. It's already here and it will continue. Um, Now, with the flash, there have been several solar radiation flares, and there will be more. Again, this will trigger the electromagnetic awakening within the earth ley lines. Thus, I've been talking about this for 3 years now. This is another reason, too, why we are seeing all these earthquakes and severe weather. Now, it's a little bit of both. It's a little bit of manipulation and also natural. But yes, this is why we're seeing more of that. Okay, I hope that answered that question. Okay. How will the solar flash affect animals? Well, animals are very sensitive, sentient beings, and they live on a different consciousness stream than we live on a consciousness stream. So they already are very aware. Just look at animals in nature. They instinctively know what to do, right? Um, So, and I did mention this was a year ago or 2 years ago, I'd have to find the video, that some animals here on Earth will be shifting to a different consciousness stream. And some animals, mammals that we have not seen or that have been extinct or we thought were extinct will be coming into our existence, into this reality or higher streams of consciousness. And there will also be rediscoveries. So they're saying not to worry about it, that they have an innate way to bypass and recalibrate these higher streams because um, their constructs, their energy systems they have a built-in mechanism, which is what I'm understanding, to help with assimilation. So they are not the same as us. Um, And what I'm understanding is they are very aware and have been feeling this for quite some time. This is why sometimes they just like to be alone or be outside or lay on the grass. They are just like us, that way of wanting to kind of get away and just quiet themselves. So I hope that answers that question. All right. Now, so this question is from Priestess Vibes. So, hello, Priestess Vibes. How can we connect better with our guides, our star family, for guidance? Great question. And I'm sure so many people want to ask this question as well. So, this is something that I talked about in the course that I just taught, sensory perception. And I do talk about it quite a bit on my meditations, my meditation groups on Thursday evening. So if you're feeling called, perhaps uh, you may want to join the Thursday evening. Um, so one thing, when wanting a deeper connection and clarity of their presence, is to create a place and space within you of open receptivity. So by sitting in a still place where you won't be disturbed and going into a deeper, kind of a deeper meditative space. Here you can open your receptivity to feeling. Now, what can happen is a lot of people have an expectation. They have an expectation of who they are and how they should show up. So, a good thing to note is don't have any expectations. I always say to my students, expect nothing and receive everything. This is about getting out of the monkey mind. This is about getting out of the how to and connecting to your higher self and your extrasensory perceptions. So, this is kind of turning on kind of autopilot in a sense, like where you're not attaching to anything. You're moving into higher states of awareness so that you can pick up the subtleties. And it's now about developing a relationship. So, you can expect to close your eyes and feel and sense and receive right away. So, again, let go of any expectation, and whatever you receive is exactly what you're meant to receive. But it's about establishing relationships. So the more you practice, the more you tune into this, the more that you will be able to receive clear, concise messages. It's like any relationship. The more effort you put into it, the more you're going to receive. Okay. And if you do want to dive deeper, um, and you and I can work together on establishing connection and working towards clear communication, please reach out and send me a message. And that goes for anybody who wishes to connect deeper. I think it's important to understand that as we evolve through our time on Earth, we receive many different guides, as you could say, And that's because we grow, we change, we evolve. Sometimes some guides and these higher connections stay with us, and sometimes it's just for a few months or maybe 6 months. It's just like the guides are saying, it's just like friendship. Sometimes you can have a really strong guide that works with you for a long time. And sometimes it's just they flow in to give you insight, to be with you at certain times in your life. So I think by attaching to a certain guide or relationship could set you back, but be open to receive whom it is that is choosing to communicate with you, who they are and why they're here, and the message that they bring, and get comfortable with that feeling essence of it, the sense of how they show up. Once you establish this sense of how they show up, then you can dive deeper into that. So I hope that makes sense for you. Hello, beautiful stars. This is part two of your questions. Um, so there's a question about your life path. So it's really important to know that before we come down here on earth, that we choose, we decide our life path. So we choose who's going to be in, let's call it our soul family. So we decide who's going to be in our soul family and who's going to play those roles. Okay. If we've already decided this, okay, know that if something is meant for you, you know that saying, if something's meant for you, it will never pass you by. So don't feel that you're missing out on anything, because everything that you're supposed to receive based on your soul contract and soul agreement is playing out how you plan. However, what I will say, that you can have a soul agreement and agreements and a contract, but your reaction to the relationships that show up in your life, you get to decide how long you are going to continue to feed into or give your energy to those relationships in your soul contract. So let's say, for instance, you have a relationship that causes pain and suffering. The relationship plays a key factor and a key role in this because you pre-signed up for this learning, this experience, okay? And because you signed up, those souls agreed to play a key part, a key role, key character in your life plan, in your life design. Now, your reaction to that is up to you by the choices that you make. You can, and this again, this is entirely based on your choices and the individual's choices, how long they choose to continue the relationship and interaction. And also, you get to choose your reactions and um, your learning experiences through that. So this is, I create agreements, just like we have created an agreement. Okay. This is the interconnectedness of everything. And the more we understand that, and I'm saying understand because our reality exists within us. It does not exist externally. Well, it does, but it's a simulation of how we feel. This is what I was talking about in the first part of this video, where everybody is experiencing different realities based on their frequency or level of consciousness. But if we have a soul agreement, those individuals will be experiencing a similar reality based on that collective agreement. I hope that makes sense. So, um, the question about your life path is you choose this life, you choose whom is in that, so you can have soul family relationships that are in your life for years. Or you can have agreements where those relationships only last a few months. Okay. But you choose that. As you continue to choose, um, based on your beliefs and based on your thoughts, based on your programming that you're feeding into, that is going to show up in your external reality. So if you're still moving through fear, if you're still moving through a paradigm of fear and victim consciousness, then that is going to be the simulation based on how you feel about who you are. That will be the simulation that creates the reality around you. And those people, okay, that have signed up for this agreement with you, they are going to be in this or in that reality to fulfill their obligation. Think of it like a movie. Okay. So, whatever you're feeling inside, that will be the simulation or the movie that is being projected out in your outer reality. So, the people that play the role, so let's say, as an example, I'll give you, the fear paradigm, and I'll give you the love paradigm, or the two different, just so that you can feel into them. So if you're still working on clearing fear and clearing that identity from within you, you are going to, based on how you feel, create that in your outer reality. So there could be people that you're watching, could be interactions. You could want to truly feel that you need to save and help. And this is because of what you're learning and healing and evolving inwardly. Okay. The same goes for if you have evolved and shifted and your consciousness is now vibrating at unconditional love, divine harmony, devotion, then your experience is going to be completely different than someone who is experiencing a fear or shame victim consciousness stream, right? If you think about it, it's everything that you're feeling inside is going to be projected in your outer reality. So, someone that is vibrating and really feeling that self love, self nurture devotee, is that what I want to say? Someone that's really feeling that love and vibrating, emanating, embodying that love, that's what I want to say. Their reality is going to bring forth individuals to validate that, right? Because they've embodied that presence. They are that. They are the amplification for that. But I'm not saying that those individuals they're not going to have experiences to deepen those connections or any learning. It's just how they see the reality based on how they feel about themselves. So I hope that's answered your question that we choose our life path, okay, before we come down here on our school. And the choices and decisions that we make determine how long we play that story, play that narrative, create that reality. Okay. When we get it, then we have the power through the will and our choices, free will, then to shift that idea into a higher stream of consciousness, which then we understand it, so our reality will be completely different. Question on experiencing. Oh, okay. So there's another question about the splitting of the earth, the splitting of timelines. So what I'm going to say with this, because I've already answered part of it in the first segment, but it does relate to this. The collective, so the individuals that you're choosing to partake in your life path right now, collectively have agreed to move into higher states of consciousness. So this is a collective agreement. And those individuals that have agreed to shift into higher streams of consciousness creates a vibrational harmonic. So those individuals that have agreed are creating this vibrational harmonic to move into these higher streams of consciousness. When enough people move into these higher streams of consciousness, thus this impacts the planet, right? Because if you think about it, if more and more people are becoming more self-aware, okay, they're coming more self-aware. So the choices that they're making, that they're choosing, are going to have an impact on the planet. Because as we become more aware, we are then choosing from a heart-based rather than confusion, fear, manipulation, and feeling that you can't control it. So when you're becoming more aware and you move it into that state, you realize, hey, wait a second here. I'm co-creating my reality. I'm creating my reality by the beliefs and thoughts and programs and reactions. So that's the choice point right now in the shifting of these different, or I guess what you're saying is the splitting of the two different realities. So you were wondering about war. So here's the thing. Do I believe, do I believe that there will be destruction and devastation on the earth? Like I said, and I have been saying for quite some time, Mother Gaia is also going through a purge and recalibration. There will be areas within the earth, on the earth, there will be communities, there will be areas that will undergo, based on their collective agreement, to move through those situations whether they be earthquakes, volcanoes, severe weather, drought, flooding. Those two have been agreed upon. Now, if your vibration is shifted into a higher octave, you won't be there. You won't be in that state. You won't be there. You will have shifted. But if you have agreed to it, you'll be there. I don't know if that makes sense, but understand that if something is meant for you, you cannot avoid it. Okay? If you are in higher streams of consciousness, then you will feel that shift within you that will move you away from that place and space where it will not affect you the same way. Okay? I hope that makes sense. Okay. High timelines. What's this? Dimensions and higher timelines. How do you move into the highest timeline? Well, again, I've answered this before. You choose the reality you wish to see. You choose it. Just like we choose how long we're going to hold on to a certain narrative. You know, we choose that. So, so this one is asking about future possibility, war or peace. Okay. Um, so here's the thing. If you are choosing to spend your time moving through um, feeds and broadcasts that reiterate fear, panic, and devastation, just as I've mentioned, you will continue to attach to that and it will very easily bring your vibration down. I'm not saying not to be aware of what's going on, but I'm a firm believer in to kind of keep that to the side and really spend your energy on your inner landscape and how you can be a higher vibratory frequency to help shift humanity into a loving, compassionate timelines. Okay. So the more you feed into something, the more you're giving it energy. If you don't want to give it energy anymore, pull the plug. If you plug in electronic into the wall, it's feeding it, right? And the electronic's going to run. If you don't plug it in, it has no electrical volts, it has no electrical current to even get it going, for it to even work. It's the same thing. If you don't want to feed more energy, don't willingly give your energy to it. Unplug from it. If you unplug from it, you no longer give it any energy. You completely get rid of it. And instead, of what you can do is just send love and healing with the highest intention. So, the more you feed into it, the more power you're giving it. And then it's going to shift your vibration. Then it's going to move yourself into a lower vibrational state. So if you're finding that you're scrolling, I call it doom scrolling, and you're finding that your algorithm is picking up on these conspiracy theories and all the doom and gloom, then yeah, you're going to feel that your energy is scattered. You're going to feel that um, the world is going into, as they, I'm getting hell in a handbag, but again, that's just a story. You're going to feel your energy becoming very depleted. So ask yourself, how do you want to spend your day? Do you want to spend it feeding that, or do you want to choose something else? You know, choosing love, choosing joy, choosing creativity, choosing peace, that's why many times um, I'm out in nature. I'm going for a walk. I'm in my garden. I'm painting. I'm creating art. I'm decorating. I'm creating beauty. Because for me, that just brings me into a state, and I can spend hours upon hours and completely lose track of time because I'm living my joy. I'm in my joy. I'm that. So it's really important for me that if I don't have that inner peace within me, then I need to create that inner peace. I'm not going to watch all the pain and suffering. If I do see something that moves through my awareness, I send love and healing to it. So I hope that's answered your question. All right. Um, Next question. Aliens, ETs, are they with us? Um, well, they have been for a long time. And as we continue to evolve and shift and awaken, that they are here to work with us and to help us with, let's say, galactic intelligence, um, and how we can incorporate some of their technology here on Earth to help. Um, as many of you know, I connect to many star families. I call them star families, but star nations. And they're here to help us. So some of you will, if you have not already, receive contact with them. And um, my experience, and this is just my experience, always helped and brought forth information willingly, um, whether it's to help with physical ailments, mental insights. And my Thursday night group, many times there's been a channel come in, or they give tools um, to how to's to help. So, um, yes, to answer your question, um, extraterrestrials are here. They have been here for quite some time. They have been working with us for quite some time. They will continue to work with us. They are here to help us evolve. They are here to help shift and work within this new civilization, whether you call it New Earth, the New Way, the higher timeline, heaven on earth, however. But as more and more people agree to this, they are going to make themselves known, and they are going to bring forth these ancient technologies. Let's also be clear here. We are from the stars, okay? So we're going to be opening more and more to our galactic heritage. We are going to be becoming more and more aware to the signs and synchronicities within the star systems, memory recall. And as this happens, our star brothers and sisters will make themselves known to you. and to the collective consciousness that, again, is agreeing upon that soul agreement. So, yes, they're here. Yes, they have been here for a while. Yes, you will see more of them. And yes, they're here to help humanity 100%. They're going to be bringing in some technologies to help with water. They're going to be bringing some technologies in to help with electricity, water and electricity. I'll give you that one. Um, they're going to be here to show how I'm getting synthesis. I can't even say it. Synthesis. I can't say the word, but you know what I mean. So in terms of agriculture, growing, yeah, so there are lots of things, and they're also showing too. I'm getting through um, telekinesis and telepathy are some of the ways that they are going to show us how to shapeshift our reality and consciousness as we know it. So that is fabulous. Again, not everybody has agreed to that through their life path. There will be narratives based on that to create scarcity within the collective, but um, the star sisters and brothers that are connecting with you are not here to harm you, they're here to help you. Okay. And just like your guides, they give free will, they will not intervene. If you are feeling that there is, and feel free to reach out anytime that you have a question around them. Sometimes when I'm bringing through a channel, they'll give uh, different timelines, different storylines, and they always say this can change based on humanity's collective choices and decisions, right? So some things have been determined, predetermined, but there are many things that are still up for review. And this is where the star nations are working together within the planetary grid, within the planetary system, and with those individuals who have agreed upon that to work with them collectively to help Mother Gaia, to help the earth in the shift in consciousness. So I guess that kind of goes back to the splitting, because the splitting is just simply the splitting or shifting in consciousness roles and how it shows up in your reality. So I hope that makes sense. And yeah, let's pull a card to end this. Let's pull a card. And if you're still here, thank you. Thank you for being here with me. Feel free, if you have any other questions, to send me. You can either write in the comments below, or you can find me on Instagram at jennifer.glendenning and ask away. Ask away. I love bringing forth information for the highest and best good. Look at this. I pulled the new Earth card. Inner Earth. I don't know if I mentioned, but there's going to be quite a few things coming up with Inner Earth, which I talk about in my book. Okay. Let's pull a card. Okay, I guess a couple cards already came out for us. All right. Here we go. The abundance card. Nurture, nature. I love that card. And an influx or inflow of abundance. Thank you. Trust. Trust. Remember, your life path is already planned out. It's just the choices and beliefs that you make along the way determine. Detach from drama. Have a fabulous day. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Find me on Instagram, share the love, share the messages. If you have another question for me, find me on Instagram or here, or you can email me as well. Sending you guys so much love. Mwah. Have a beautiful day. It's Mother's Day weekend and it is glorious out, and I can't wait to get outside in my garden. So, love you guys. Bye for now.